What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy Dub J back at it again with another one. Day 71 of the LMAC callouts. I know what it is. Lead management, acquisitions. I'm your guy, I'm your boy, I'm your host, your man's Dub J. All right, so as you can see here, what do I have? Titanium Investment Script Remix. Ooh, I don't know RJ Bates the third personally. I just want to say shout out to him though. We all know him as the King Closer. He's got a killer YouTube channel. He's thorough. He's out there, and I think DFW Market killing it. Um, so if you see this video, if this video reaches you somehow, RJ Bates, don't rip me a new one. I'm just taking your script. You said to take your script and follow it and use it to the T, but I'm honestly going to put my own spin on it, which you're probably going to hate. So if it doesn't work, it's not your fault. It's my fault. How about that? But anyway, no, I'm just taking it in. I love the simplicity of it, and I'm just kind of like fine tuning. The only thing I'm really fine tuning is just the motivation piece and trying to get around asking more questions. Let me pause this because I got something playing in my ear. And that's really it. So I wanted to just kind of, I'm gonna review it. I'm not gonna talk through. I'm like really enact it right now, like role play it right now, and just it's my first time. I just made it up, or I just revised it, and I'm just going to kind of go along with it for the first time on the role play here. So anyway, okay. So another thing, all of these, all of my leads are going to come from direct to seller SMS. Okay, so strictly SMS campaign and all that good stuff. So keeping that in mind, here we go. Ring, ring, ring. I'm calling them back after they probably said what's your offer. They gave me a price, etc. All right, cool. Hello, is this John? Hey, John, this is Winston. You have responded to a text about selling your property at 123 Ruger Street. Are you still looking to sell that property? Yeah, great. What were you hoping to get out of it? 300K. No, 500,000. 500,000. Okay, okay. Well, hey, tell me a little bit about what you got going on here. Well, the house is 3 bed, 2 bath. It's got some tenants in there. I'm getting a little older in age. I think it's time to move on. What else you want to know? Okay, great, great. So you said you're moving on. You're kind of getting up there in age. I totally understand. And you got tenants in there. You say, okay, what are the tenants currently paying? Are they on a month to month lease or anything like that? The answer, whatever. Okay, got it, got it. And what would you we'd like to know things of the condition of the property too. I mean, would you say there's any major work needed, if any? They say whatever. Okay, great. Okay, so who's actually responsible for like the maintenance right now? Okay, so you're self managing it. Okay, so I know that can probably take a toll on you as you're getting tired of managing the property yourself. I see. Okay, so I mean, when you sell this property, what are you doing? You're going to take a one way trip to Vegas, or what's the plan here? Or I could say, well, are you investing in something else once you sell this one, or are you just hanging it up? You're just looking to plan on retiring in the sunset. So I got one of those questions there, and then they tell me, I probably plan on retiring. Okay, great, gotcha. So you plan on retiring. You say, okay, is your wife? Are you married? Do you have family that you're looking to retire with, or any plans with like your family after this as well? So I would ask that, and just to I want to ask that because I'm trying to get a solution. I'm trying to get like the the solution of what they want. We want to talk. We want to sell them on the value of what they want. So I'm trying to uncover that. So if they say, yeah, my wife and I we plan on retiring, I'll say, okay, great, got you. So besides the fact that you're saying that you're kind of getting tired of the property, what else was it that like came up that made you want to look at possibly moving on from this house like now? And then they tell me, well, yada 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 yada. Okay, wow. Well, how long has that been going on? Oh man, gosh, forever. Geez, I don't even want to think about it. Okay, gotcha. Or if they say, I don't know, I just want to sell and get my money. Oh, okay. Like, or if there's no problem, no motivation, then I would say, okay, sounds like things are going fairly well for you here. What's the rationale behind wanting to possibly sell the property rather than, I don't know, just making money on it right now? Okay, I got you. That makes sense. But why take care of this now, though? Okay, well, that makes sense. How could we possibly help? So when they have no motivation, you want to see like, okay, what do you need me for? How can we help? Or why do you want to take care of it now if there's no motivation? You want them to kind of backtrack against their kind of their own non motivation, right? So because sometimes that I can see that could kind of like, okay, you got me. That can back them into a corner and reveal some true motivation because he's like, hey, I mean, why do you if there's no need to sell it right now, why do you really want to sell it right now? I mean, you're making good money on it. What's really going on here? So anyway, moving on, step 4. So here's where we revisit price. You know, they wanted 500K and all that stuff, right? So at this point, I'm pulling up my comping tool. I use quite a few. If I don't have the MLS, if I have it, Privy. I'm about to tap into that Propolio. They got a new edition. That's pretty dope. When I've seen the trial version of it, it looks pretty cool, man. Because it looks like it's Privy investor base mixed in and blended into one. So it's like you can skip trades for free apparently, and you can see all the comps there and everything. It's crazy. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, you said you wanted 500 grand. How did you come up with that price of 500,000? By the way, and then they tell me again, I'm comping. Okay, gotcha. Well, let me ask you, how much would you say the property is worth after like completely fixing it up? Then they tell me, I don't know, maybe you can get 625, 650 out of it. Okay, gotcha. Well, how much would you put into it to kind of reach that 500K number, give or take? Or, I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm glad I'm going over this. I'll put here, there, hold on, wait, there, God damn it, there, ARV. So I'll be like, so they said 650. Okay, gotcha. How much would you put into to it to reach that 650 number, give or take? And then they tell me that, and then usually almost 99% of the time it still doesn't work, and I'll say, okay, so we can both maybe agree on that it's worth at full retail, maybe somewhere around that 600 to 625 number. However, I'm not exactly sure if there's much meat on the bone here without us, kind of losing our shirt and really taking a chance. So let's say if I were to, cover all the closing costs or let's say if all the closing costs were covered, no realtor commission fees, right? You net the number you net in your pocket. What is the best price you can do for me? And just shut up. And then let them talk. And then if they say something favorable, go to close the deal. Great. Well, Um. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't delete this part yet. Explain what you're seeing in the neighborhood. I don't want to lose your shirt. I already did that. Sorry, guys. Oh man, wait. Hold on. Hey guys. So that sorry, I had to check out 2 scenarios. So when we're ready to, if we get a favorable number out of them, if it comes out on point, I'm like, hey, okay, so we're wrapping up at this point. So if we can come to an agreement on that price, if we can come up to your price point that you're asking here, are we able to get your autograph on an agreement today? What's the next steps for you? Let me see what that can say. What are the next steps for you? Because what you want to do is you want to say, hey, could we get an agreement on this? Are we able to get an agreement on this? Or you know what? I'm not even gonna say today because I don't like that today thing is kind of like it's a trigger for some people. So you just want to say, hey, are we able to get your autograph on an agreement, or what are the next steps for you? So I want them to tell me, shoot, we can tell it right now. We can get it going right now. We can tell it yesterday. I want them to say it. I don't want to be all thirsty saying, hey, can we get an agreement today? Like, No, like we can move on your timeline. Once I hang up the phone with you, I'm either going to contract or I'm going to call somebody else and repeat the same process. So anyway, uh, and if it's a LIU, if they're like, hey, yeah, let's go and get it going. So LIU is lock it up, by the way. For that's me and my partner term LIU. We coined that. Don't steal it. So if it's a LIU, we say, and I need to bold that out. Awesome. So what we're going to do is send over a purchase agreement outlining all the terms we just discussed here. Our team would need to access the property throughout an inspection period of about 10 or 14 days, give or take, just to make sure everything is as you mentioned. And once everything checks out, we can proceed to closing. Now, if we feel there's something off during the walkthrough, at that time we can have a conversation about revisiting the price. So, what questions do you have for me? And we talk about, okay, what's the company name? Who's coming out there? Uh, you know, whatever. Then I just address it right there on the spot. If prices, and then going back up to if price is still tight, again, explain what we're seeing in the neighborhood. Hey, well, honestly, again, we're seeing that they're selling for 625, but our rehab budget is going to be, is going to take it. You just basically explain how getting there is what you need to do to get there. So right there, I said explain. We start at the top number. We run a simple formula. It's pretty much subtracting 30% for all the costs to sell, the profit, and then subtract repairs, and that's how we arrive at our offer price. So I say, knowing that, will this formula potentially be something that would arrive closer to your number? This is if we don't know, if they tight or I need to reframe that. Let's see. Knowing that, would this formula potentially be something that would arrive that, well, they might say, I don't know. So knowing that, with that, I should say, with that, I'm on the fly with this, guys. This real rap, real time. With that, this formula may this formula would put us at will put us um okay, my bad. So here we go. I kind of had to remix something again. Remix the remix. I didn't want y'all to sit through that. So if price is still tight, we're gonna start over and say, okay, I'll explain how we start at a top number. So, Mr. Seller, here's the thing. We run a simple formula. With that, this formula would put us a bit lower than what you're asking. So, Mr. Seller, I really love to help. Help you and your wife retire off in the sunset. But I'm sure I wouldn't be able to keep the lights on if we did that at that price you're asking there. So, how much room is there on this to get this done? Or I'll say, I'll say, with that, this and with that, this formula. See, I'm still remixing. Our simple formula is putting us at X to make this work. What's the closest you can come to X? And then we figure it out from there. And then if it's an agreement, they can come closer. Cool. We go up to the LIU script. Awesome. We're getting an agreement sent out to you. Blah 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 blah. If it's low enough where I'm looking at other price points where it can probably still work, I can maybe squeeze a little something out of it. It may be worth the juice. Then I go to the wholesaler pivot. And in many cases, I'm gonna probably go here anyway. because my number is going to be so low that I'm gonna end up going here anyway. Um, because the reality is, I want to buy a property. If I get a property at a low enough price that I can buy it, I'm going to buy it. But if I'm like, yo, this ain't gonna work for me, but it might work for Jim down the street here. So I'll say, hey, I'll tell you what, your price may be too high for me, but I may have some contacts with deeper pockets that could possibly come up to your number. So what I could do is present it to them to see how we could still make it work for you. And that way, you and the missus are on the beach somewhere, and my lights aren't flickering on and off. Would you be open to that idea? And just talking natural, throw something in there like that. It don't have to be that. It can be whatever the situation is, obviously, and then close them. If we're off on price, they won't budge. Okay, gotcha. Looks like we wouldn't be your buyer at this price, but definitely appreciate your time. At least I'd be happy to refer you any resources, any contacts I can help with. Did you have any other properties that may be coming up for sale soon, or know of any other folks in your circle looking to sell? No? Great. Bye. Yes, please give me those addresses, whatever. Great. We'll talk about that. Whatever. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to just make the video about the script. And then I'm going to just move on to the next video, and we're going to put the script in action. So that was that. This was live. I'm going to keep fine tuning this because I got to get the reps in. I got to get the split test out there to see how the marketplace responds to it. So that's the fun part all about what it's all about. That's the fun part. That's the fun part about it. So there we have it. Give me a like, subscribe, share, comments. Let me know what y'all think. If it's whack, it's whack. Let me know if it's whack. Let me know what you'll change. All of that. Because what I'm trying to kind of get away from is the same old condition, price, timeline. Wait, oh shit, I don't have timeline in here. Oh no, I do. I don't have timeline highlighted, but it's in here. Cause I said, I don't think I got timeline in here. Wait, guys. Okay, so my timeline question was at the closing, which is kind of dangerous. I really want that to come up in the beginning. The timeline question is, so if we can come up to an agreement on price, are we able to get your autograph on an agreement, or what are the next steps for you? That's kind of a timeline question, but here's what I'm going to do intentionally. I'm going to bring up timeline up here. So I'll say well, okay. So I talked about timeline when I kept saying now up here in the problem awareness phase, right? So technically that's covered. I can be like, I can just, in case if I don't get a clear cut on the timeline, time lock. So when were you hoping to get this done? Just simply ask, when were you hoping to get this done? When you looking to close by? What's your timeline on this? Just ask something about the timeline. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but I'll make sure I ask that somewhere in there. I think it's just timeline you don't have to be too lengthy on that. What is this you're asking? This is some little code that helps REI Reply run smoother and faster. Don't ask me why it's there, but I had it copied from my other notes and I just kept it there. All right, so that's it. All right, I'm about to go put this in the actual practice on to the next video. This should be fun. I'm about to get cussed out. I'm about to stumble. I'm about to get hung up on. I'm about to get not interested, even though they were interested. I'm about to just hedge all the bad stuff. And then I'm also going to get some fire. I'm going to get a deal. I'm going to lock up something. It's going to be, a lot of money. I'm not going to put a dollar amount on it. It's going to just be great. I'm going to be able to help the seller solve their problem. I'm going to be able to have the buyer in mind to make sure the buyer can make money. Like, I'm about to make everybody win. Everybody win. Everybody win. Everybody win. All right. So that's it. See y'all in the next video. Stay best. By the bless. Shout out to my Golden. Peace.